Hi. Please tell me that you can hear me because I bought this headset and I'm hoping that y'all can hear me because I kind of needed this headset anyway. And so I got something on my screen. I don't know what that was. So I'm hoping you guys can hear me. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Boom, 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 boom. Can you hear me now? Nobody's on yet. It said I had 3 people waiting. So where'd y'all go? Hi. Hi, Em. Can you hear me? Does the sound good? I hope the sound is good because that's as loud as it gets. I have turned the volume up all the way on this little slidey thing and on my cell phone, so I'm hoping that you guys can hear me. Um, yay, yay, yay. I decided to jump on a little bit early because some people don't get a notification right when I jump on, so I was giving people a few minutes. This headphone is smushing my hair. Giving people a few minutes to jump on before we start the book club discussion, and I hope everybody listened. It was so easy to listen to, and this is only going to be about 20 minutes, and I'm getting off. I'm not doing a long one. I have just decided I'm not doing that anymore. So everybody can hear me? Good. Well, 2 people said, well, 1 person. M said she could hear me. I don't see anybody else say they could hear me. So we've got about 10.5 minutes before sound okay, looking good. Okay, good. Hi, Maria. And Mahadi. I guess it's Mahadi or Mahad. Mahadi. I know I'm butchering your name. I'm just horrible with names. Mahadi. Okay. So everybody can hear me. Good, 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 good. Volume is top notch. Good, good, good. Rieta. Is it Rieta? Or Rieta? Spell it out phonetically if I mess it up. Sisters here. Good. Everybody can hear me. Good, good, good. Did everybody listen? Emoji hand. Did you listen to the book? LeVar Burton reading the book? I hope so. I hope so. I hope so. It was like a 40-minute book. You had to have listened to it. It was like 40 freaking minutes. You could have listened to it before you came over here. Yeah, okay, 1 person says they listened. It was really good. See, it was so easy. See, this is why I switched to the podcast of LeVar Burton reading, because how can you go wrong with LeVar Burton reading a short story to you? It's like reading Rainbow for adults. Duh. Who would not sign up for that? Like, clearly, you want LeVar Burton reading you a story. Only an idiot is like, no, I don't want to hear LeVar Burton read me a story. Come on. Come on. What's wrong with you? Kunta from Roots? Jordy from Star Trek? LeVar reading Rainbow? Come on. Anywho. I had a nap, so I got energy. We're going to give it about 5 or 6. How many minutes do we have? Yeah, about 6 more minutes before we start talking about the book. The book was called The Kin. And I do not remember the author's name. If somebody remembers it or can jump off real quick and look at it, or if they could split screen if somebody can split screen. If you have an Android phone, you can split screen. You can have the YouTube playing on top and you can get on the web on the bottom. If somebody can screen and copy and paste. I know it's called The Kin. I just can't remember the author. Anyway, I just listened to it again just now before jumping on. I actually went into Walmart and bought this headset so you guys could hear me. And then I was listening to it while I was in the Walmart, while I was in the line, all that. Because literally it was 40 minutes. And yeah, so anyway. Yeah, super, super, super easy to listen to. I've listened to almost all except for the newer season stuff. This current season, excuse me, I didn't listen to all of that because I listened to them. Bruce McAllister, thank you. The Kin by Bruce McAllister. Thank you so much. Thank you for the author's name. Bruce McAllister. Yeah, it's a good book. It was a really good book. And I was excited when I found his podcast several months ago. I mean, it's almost not quite a year. Not quite a year. Probably close to 7 or 8 months that I've been listening to the podcast. Probably maybe closer to 7. Anyway, when I found his podcast, and I don't even know how I found it. I guess I was just looking for podcasts because when I drive, I like to listen to podcasts. Sometimes I listen to music, but music is what I tend to listen to when I'm getting tired and sleepy because singing and dancing in the seat while I'm driving kind of keeps me awake. When I first start out in the first thing in the morning, I like listen to a podcast. So I don't know. I was in the Spotify looking at podcasts, and I guess I stumbled upon his somehow or another, and really, really enjoyed listening to his podcast all the time. So when he was, when they take their breaks for the season, because podcasts have seasons too. I was like, oh my gosh! I went back and listened to them all over again because I listened to the whole first season like in one trip, one long trip, and then I was like, I have no more to listen to, so I just went back and started over again. So that first episode we listened to for today's book club, The Kin, I have probably heard it 4 times already. So, but I did listen to it again today. So today would have been like the fourth time I listened to it. I listened to it again just to refresh my memory. I was pretty sure I remembered the story, but just to refresh my memory again because it's so quick, 40 minutes, like 38, 39 minutes or something. Yeah, and that includes him talking. So the actual story part probably wasn't even the full because he talks after the story. I didn't listen to his thoughts on it today, so I don't remember what he says about it. But anyway, it's really easy podcast to listen to. It's really fun. You find yourself just going to the next one and then the next one, and you just kind of let it go, let it play, let it play, let it play. You find yourself just wanting more, because the stories are really good. He picks really good stories. They're super short. And if you haven't gotten to the point where you've heard him do the live podcast where he has an actual musician or musicians accompanying him, because there's always music to go with the story to kind of give you the feel and the vibe of the story. And then when he talks to the author of the story afterwards, if you have never heard those live ones yet, keep listening because those are awesome. Awesome. And there's some really good stories coming up, so I'm excited for us. And it's okay if you want to go ahead and listen ahead of time. Just listen again the day that we have book club to the one we're currently doing, because we're going to do them in order from one all the way through. I think he has like 40 something of them now. So we're going to just do them in order. So we have enough to help. It's 12 months in a year. We do one once a month, and we've got plenty to keep us going. So anywho. So today's podcast or book club podcast was The Kin by Bruce McAllister, or McAllister. It might be McAllister, because I don't think he has a double C in his name. And we're going to give it 5 more minutes for everybody else to jump on, because we do start at 8 and it's 7:55 according to my clock. So I'm going to give it 5 more minutes, and we're going to discuss this for about 20 minutes, and then I'm getting off. I'm sorry for those that are expecting the long live chat, but not today. As you guys know, I have been trying to revamp my channel, my brand, whatever you want to call it. If you follow me on social media, you can see that happening, or you saw that happening this past week or so. A lot of changes are coming down the pike, but it's going to take me about a few weeks to a month, maybe 2 months for all the changes to take place. So you will notice videos will be shorter. There's no need in me working harder than necessary. When my retention and my analytics show that people only watch about 8 minutes of a video. So there's no need in me doing a video longer than about 15 minutes. So I am just going to be working smarter and not harder. You'll get the info you need in a shorter video, and the lives will not go long like they used to. The Q&A will be longer, probably 45 minutes max. And Freaky Friday will continue to just go as long as we go. So, and I don't know if we're continuing Freaky Friday through the winter, but there will be a Freaky Friday in October and November and December. I don't know if we're going to do Freaky Friday for 2019. So we might not. It's just going to depend on how I feel back at that time. All right, now that all that is said and done, wow, we still have 3 more minutes. Okay, I'm waiting. 39 people on, 11 thumbs up. If you don't mind hitting the thumbs up button, I would love that. Miss M, thank you for the reminder for everyone to smash the like button. Although I think some people are just here to see what I'm doing, not interested in the video at all. And that's okay. It happens. It happens. It is what it is. Emoji hand for those that read the book. Um, just so I know how many people are going to kind of be in the discussion. So I not read the book. Well, I guess you could have read the book if you got the book. Who listened to the book or read the book? Sister did. So that's awesome. I did. So that's 2 of us that are going to be talking about the book. If you are not here for the book club, you might want to jump off. I appreciate you jumping on because you saw I was live, but we are definitely discussing the book. Hi, Auntie Catherine. Okay, Auntie Catherine read the book. Oh, FYI, if you see me doing this a lot or, rubbing, I have ants. I have ants in the van. So they're not extreme, but I have ants. And I have borax. Like if you saw the van right now, you'd be like, "Oh my gosh, it's filthy." So every little thing that brushes against me, I think, is an ant. I have my fan blowing on me, so every time the little breeze goes across my skin, I think it's an ant. So yeah, I have ants. I'm dealing with ants. Denise read the book. Thank you. That's 4 of us that are going to be discussing the book, or listen to the book rather. I keep saying read the book, but it doesn't matter. Same difference. Yeah. So borax is everywhere. Borax has been sprinkled everywhere. And I ordered the, if you're not familiar with Orange Guard, I wish I could put a picture of it up here, but I can't. There's some little bug on my light bulb. I'll try and remember to put it in some other video. I have a random video coming up of just some random stuff. So Orange Guard is really good for ants, and I've used it before when I lived in Sticks and Bricks. And okay, yay, T read the book. Hey T. Orange Guard, and it's natural, made with orange peels. You can use it around kids. You can use it around pets. You can use it around your food, so you can spray your kitchen. Yeah, it's really good. It's really good stuff, and I ordered it from Amazon to a locker here in Georgia, in Atlanta, and it was supposed to come tomorrow, and then I got an email saying, oh, it's going to be delayed by 24 hours. Well, I'm going to be gone on Monday. We're leaving Monday. So I'm going to just have to let it sit in the locker, because when you order stuff to a locker, if you don't pick it up in 3 days, it goes back to Amazon, and then they credit your account the money. So I'm basically going to just have to leave it here, unfortunately. So I will probably order another bottle to meet me in Virginia, because I'm going one more time to Northern Virginia to my friends, so that I can get the packages for my friend. Oh my gosh, totally drew a blank. The last couple of packages from my friend. All right, let's start the discussion. I believe it's 8 o'clock. It's 8:01. Let's do it. Miss M, you're leaving already? Aw, good night. All right, the book. Okay, so we've got a couple of other mods on here. Thank you so much for coming and joining and signing on, Miss M, just so you could be the mod until somebody else popped up. I appreciate it. All right, so we got 2 other mods on, so that's great. All right, so the book was called The Kin by Bruce McAllister. And if somebody else doesn't mind putting that name up there for me. And it's a podcast by LeVar Burton, and it's called LeVar Burton Reads is the name of the podcast. The link is in the description of this video. So if you turn your cell phone around this way, then you can push that little gray arrow, and all the description stuff comes down. You'll see it on the first couple of lines. The link is right there. So if you didn't listen to it, you can. So this book was a science fiction book. Clearly, which I loved that the first podcast was a science fiction podcast. It's about a young boy who basically hires an alien. So in this story, aliens from other worlds come to Earth. People from Earth go to other worlds. Like there's intergalactic travel happening. So this young boy is kind of poor, and I'm sorry. I will rejoin after book discussion. My Wrench me a hope. There's a couple. Okay, I don't understand what that was. Um, hey, Joanna, hi. So anyway, so he's poor, and I guess there is a one child one child per household type thing. I guess overpopulation, perhaps, where he is, and so his mom is pregnant, and so he spent some time handing out notes to this race of aliens that are known to be um, for hire killers. And one of them answered and showed up at his house after reading the note, and he, had a little map on how to get to where he is. So this for hire alien killer wants to know how he knew he was a for hire alien killer. How did you know? Okay. And so he says, well, I handed out like 90 something of these, and you were the only one to answer, to respond. And the race is called the Antillians, I believe, or something like that. And so the boy had studied this race, and so he knew some gestures, he knew some small phrases, that kind of thing. And so he had this discussion with the alien in his bedroom, and the alien's huge, 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 big and very, very tall. So they're having a discussion, and the boy's telling him why he gave him the note. Basically, he wants him to kill this man who is a higher up in the government, who basically is going to, I'm not sure, he says he's going to kill my sister, my unborn sister. He's going to kill my unborn sister. But I've had a dream about her. I already know her. I already love her. I don't want her to die, and I want you to kill him. And he only has $200. And he claimed that he sold stuff, when obviously he didn't. He was just poor. He probably stole the money over a period of time. Anyway, he and the alien have this discussion, and the alien is kind of almost like kind of spyish or undercover, because if you're for hire killer, you don't go out there advertising it or whatever. And he has many kills under his belt. He's very good at what he does, and he has been able to evade all manners of intergalactic capture. So no one has ever been able to pinpoint him, find him, know who he is, know what he does, all that. And so he's just like, how'd this little boy figure out who I was? But this boy just randomly handing out the same note to a bunch of Antillians. So they have this discussion in the boys' room about the person, and I can't remember the man's name, the official's name he once killed, but the person who is going to, kill his unborn sister, because of the rules, the regulations, and I guess because of their status, they can't have more than one child. So I got lost in the podcast. Oh, I'm sorry that you got lost in the podcast. This is a really good. Yes, Mr. Ortega. Thank you. Mr. Ortega is the official. So basically, in the end, the alien goes and visits Mr. Ortega and tells him there's a boy who lives in such and such and such. The family's name is this. They have a baby on the way. You are not to kill this baby, or basically I will do what I was hired to do, which is to kill you. And Mr. Ortega at first takes offense to this. Like, who are you? Some random alien who has no power, no authority here on Earth, telling me what I can and can't do as an official, and the rules and regulations that state such type thing. So, the alien kind of shows his full height in the talons on his hands, and basically, without really speaking too much, shows, oh, I will do this, type thing. And so the official kind of is like, maybe I can, maybe something can be, maybe, I told you, I feel like I have ants everywhere. maybe something can be worked out. So he goes back to the boy, the alien goes back to the boy, and he wants to know how you know so much about my people. And so it turns out that the boy had studied the wars on this Antillian's planet, and not even for school, just out of his own curiosity. There's so many wars on that planet. There's some things that happened. I guess there were other creatures or animals or something on the planet that ate the same food as the Antillians, and so it was like a fight, to figure out who was going to take over the land or the planet or whatever. Ooh, gosh, why do I feel like there's an ant on me? I think it's the helmet that's rubbing against me. Oh my gosh. Ooh, sorry guys. um. So anyway, and so I meant to say that the alien has this one smaller arm. I guess it's a deformed arm, and so anyway, him and the boy discuss, how he knows so much about the Antilleans, how you know so much, and you speak some phrases and this, that, and the other, and so he tells him, and he shows him his information that he's gathered, about his culture, his people, his planet. And then he does a gesture, a thank you type gesture that really touches the Antillean alien. He asks him about his family hub or what have you, and he said because of what he does for a living, killing for a living, it just doesn't make sense for him to have a family, basically. And so he doesn't have a family crest or unit or hub. There was a specific word he uses. Anyway, so um, with I think it was maybe I don't know how much days or a week or whatever. The mic is too close to your mouth. There is rubbing. Okay. But I do have a fan on, so you might be hearing the fan. I don't know. Hopefully it's not. Okay, I'll put it down some. So anyway, so I guess it was a few days or weeks from the time that they had that discussion that another official came to the boys' house and gave them a declaration saying that they are allowed to be a four-person household. So the mom, the dad, the son, and then the unborn child, because they were only a three-person household, and they were now allowed to be a four-person household, and whatever, they got a special voucher or whatever. So his sister would be okay to be born. So sometime later, a package comes addressed to the boy in the boy's name, but it's all beat up because it's gone all through the international and intergalactical customs and all the different planets to get to Earth to the boy. And basically, 5 years later, thank you so much. See, people were listening to the story, and I listened to it today, and I still didn't. But I was at Walmart, and so you hear background noise. Anyway, so it 5 years later. So of course his sister is now born. So 5 years later, a package comes for the boy, addressed to the boy, and it's it's basically like a trunk or a box, and it's got little souvenirs and little what do you call them, like knickknacks, tchotchkes, things you call like that, like collector things from the alien. So basically the alien died. He died in battle or something like that, and or some sort of death. I don't He died a violent death, basically. And he bequeathed everything he owned to the boy. um so the box came, and then money. There was money from currency from another planet, which equated to a lot of money on Earth, in this futuristic Earth, and a travel, international intergalactic travel voucher for the boy to use when he's older, so he could go to the other planets, and some other things. So basically, he was saying that they were family. The gestures that the boys took to consideration to do for the Antillean, and the care he took when talking with him and using that very familiar, very touching gesture at the end to thank him and to consider him as an equal. Not as he wasn't put off by him by what he did for as a killer. But so he basically left him everything, and it was able to bump them up in status, so they were able to move to a instead of a um 3-room house, I mean 3-room, like 3-room living dwelling. They're now in a bigger living dwelling, like five, I think it said 5-room dwelling or something. The mother got a better job, and the father got something, I don't know, but anyway, it changed their status, it changed their life, basically. So anyway, that's like very, very, very watered down version of it. So please listen to it. If you didn't listen to it, please take the link in this video description box and listen to it. But I want to hear from you guys that saw that. Gosh, why do I keep saying saw? Listen to the podcast, okay? And I want you to tell me what you thought about it. And I saw someone say something that I really wanted to. Joanna said, I had to listen to this story a few times because it was so good. When it finally hit me, I got chills. What was the it, Joanna? I'm very interested to know what the it was for you. Auntie Catherine says the touch that he did was like a family member. She said that she thought he was going to go hug the alien. I wasn't sure what he was going to do when he said he got up and walked over to the alien closer. I wasn't sure what he was going to do. So Joanna says, so the it for her was the alien recognized Kim had something any killer needed. Wait, the alien recognized Kim had something any killer needed, and all of the gifts were to help him achieve his potential. Yeah. Um, Monster, you don't need iTunes to watch this. I mean, gosh, why do I keep saying watch? You don't need iTunes. The link in the description box goes, excuse me, straight to the website, and all you do is scroll down to the bottom to listen to the very first one because it the way they're listed newest to oldest, and we're starting with number one. So click on the link in this video's description box, scroll down, a little box will open up and it'll have all of the podcasts. Scroll, excuse me, to number one called The Kin and listen to it. I just listened to it on my phone and I have an Android. You do not need iTunes. You do not need Android. It's all on a website. Um, yes, sister, you're right. It's sister says she believes that this story was based on the Chinese system of one child. You're right. Um, Yogini, I know I mess your name up every time. The boy says the boy treated him like family. Yep, exactly. Joanna says the alien also saw how intelligent and manipulative he could be, and the boy even asked the alien what it was like to kill a person. You're right. No, you don't need iTunes to listen to this. That's why I found that specific link. It just shows you, it shows you the iTunes, and I think it shows you Stitcher and maybe Spotify, because you can get podcasts on those. But honestly, if you go to Spotify, you can listen to it for free. You don't need a Spotify account. If you're able to add another app to your tablet or your cell phone, just add the Spotify app and listen for free. You just have to listen to some commercials, but that's not a big deal. But honestly, I think on the podcast, even the free version of Spotify doesn't give you commercials on podcasts. I think that's only on music. Nope, you don't need any sort of app. You don't need anything. I use that specific link for a reason. So we're going to be listening to each of these once a month. So please, I mean, feel free to listen ahead. Just re-listen to it when we get to number two. Like next month is number two. If you go to the crystalvanner.com website, I have them listed, I think, for the rest of the year. And we're just doing them in order. So just know this month was the first one. So next month will be number two, so on and so forth. I think I only skipped one because they had a two-part, and I'm not doing the ones with two parts because I don't want to listen to one part one month and then listen to another part the next month. That's too much. So any stories that have two parts we'll be skipping, but please listen to them on your own because they're super excellent. They really are. um Okay, Sister says, I believe it was called kin because the alien found kinship with the child Kim. Yes, you're very right. I think it is called the kin because the alien becomes um, a kindred to him. Yeah, kin to him. Yeah, it's definitely, yeah. Joanna says, and thank you for hooking me up with that link. Today is my 42nd birthday. I was taken aback. I was taken back to my childhood, and I still get to listen to my LeVar Burton reading me stories. Yep. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Okay, enough of that. I always sing the black version. I prefer that version. um, Someone says, "Oh, Denise says I listened to the wrong episode." Oh, I'm so sorry, sweetie. Always check crystalvanner.com. Click on the book club link when you want to see what books we're reading. Podcast link if you want to see what podcasts we're reading, or the calendar. And I I don't have that in front of me to know what we're doing. So check the calendar because the first Saturday is our podcast, and that's the ear hustle. And I don't remember which one I put up there, but I don't remember. I don't remember. I hope I put one up there. If not, I'll put it up after this video. Um, the one that is not copyrighted. um, I'm sorry, listen to the wrong episode, but that's okay. It's okay. Um, Mahatdi wants to know, Crystal, do you like to visit other planets? um, I think if we were able to visit other planets, I would go for it because I love Star Trek, and I'm a Trekkie. Not I shouldn't say I'm a Trekkie because when you tell people you're a Trekkie, they think like you're going to Comic-Con and you're dressing up. Like I don't do that part of the Trekkiness. I have watched the Star Trek series except for the original because I just really can't stand the original. I can't stand William Shatner's character on the original, which is why it was really difficult for me to watch the original. But I've watched all the other Star Treks that came after the original multiple times. As a matter of fact, I'm kind of in the middle of watching back and forth Voyager and Deep Space Nine right now. So I jump back and forth to savor it because I find myself just going from one episode to the next, and before I know it, it's over again. So I've watched them multiple times. So I'm a little bit of a Trekkie, but I'm not going to Comic-Con and I ain't dressing up. So I'm not a diehard Trekkie. So Auntie Catherine says I'll do it when I'm dead to visit the other planets. I watched the original, but it cringes every time William Shatner's character of Kirk. I don't know why they had him play that character like that because he's annoying, so annoying. I was about to cuss. Sorry. He's so annoying. Like just so annoying. But Spock, I love. Chekhov, I love. The doc. All of the other characters are great on the original, but yeah, I can't stand that character. I just don't get it. I don't understand. He was annoying to me as a kid, and he's annoying to me as an adult. I couldn't watch it. I thought as an adult it would be okay to watch because I know as a kid I couldn't do it. And so when I got older and started watching the other ones, I said, okay, I'm gonna go back and watch the original. I was like, nope, still annoys me, so I couldn't do it. You didn't get a chance, Breeze. Hey, Breeze, didn't get a chance to read or listen to the podcast, but we'll enjoy the discussion. We'll listen later. Don't want to fly to outer space. Catherine says, hey, Judith. Was forced to watch the original as a kid. Mom was hooked on it, says Joanna. Trekkie here too, says sister. Yeah, Sulu, Uhura, McCoy, all of them was cool. And I even enjoyed the new Star Trek movies, which okay, I'm gonna tell y'all right now. And we've already had the book discussion. We're on 33 minutes. I know I said I was going to get off in 20 minutes. I did say that. I'm going to get off soon. But so those of you who just joined us, the book discussion did happen. It happened for quite a bit of time. So you really got to sign on time for these because I'm going to be starting them and finishing them within 20 minutes. We're having a small little discussion about Star Trek, and then I'm jumping off. I'm not answering any other questions. Q&A is the third Sunday of every month. Okay, that being said, I like the new Star Trek movies, but this you should know about me. I am not generally a fan of prequels. Like, not a fan of prequels because I already know what's going to happen. Why do I need a prequel? But the new Star Trek movies are really good. They did justice. And it makes me feel like they took a little bit of liberties here and there, like Uhura and Spock being a couple. Like, I don't think I noticed that in the originals, but I could see that. Anyway, Guinan, she's on Next Generation. Yep, Whoopi Goldberg plays Guinan on Next Generation. I watched that one a lot too. So yeah, Star Trek, I definitely love sci-fi, but my number one movie genre is horror. But I've gone more to sci-fi now as I get older because horror movies now suck. I have yet to be scared in a horror movie that's made probably in the 2000s. The old horror movies, Jason, Freddy Krueger was my favorite, all-time favorite. Jason, Freddy Krueger, the beginning of the Saws, like the first maybe 3 Saw movies were good. Although those weren't scary, those were more just blood and guts. But the mind of the killer, the whole strategy of it, like amazing. And the elaborateness of all the things in Saw got me. Yeah, so Jason, Freddy Krueger, what is it? Michael Myers, what's his name? I don't remember the guy's character's name. Jigsaw from Saw. Those were good horror movies, but now it's like they suck. They're so stupid. You can sit there and you can predict every single thing that's gonna happen next. Anyway, so I've kind of moved more towards sci-fi, and I don't really watch horror anymore. But growing up, all I wanted to watch was scary movies. Oh yes, Candyman. And I'm gonna tell you, the gentleman that played Candyman is in almost every single Star Trek. When you watch the Star Treks on Netflix or wherever you get them, you see the same people play characters on all of the different Star Treks. So the boy that plays Nog on Deep Space Nine has been in other Star Treks as well, playing another character in a whole different species. The guy that played Candyman has been in almost all. I think he's been in Deep Space Nine. He plays Worf's brother. He was in Voyager. No, was he in Voyager? He might not have been in Voyager, but I think he was in Next Generation, and I don't remember what he played there. He played another species in Next Generation. I think he played another species in Voyager too. He was not a Klingon. But when you watch them, as much as I've been watching them over the past couple of years, it's like, wait, that person played something else. The Enterprise series, if you've never heard of just Enterprise, the one with Scott Bakula, which sucked, but I do watch it occasionally. It's also the shortest of all the Star Trek series. Most of them went 7 seasons. I think Enterprise only went 4 seasons because it wasn't good. But a guy in there who plays one of the blue people, and I forgot what they're called, but they're blue and they have these little antenna. He also has played several things in several other Star Treks. So it's funny when you watch them so much. You're like, that person's been in all the series. But it's pretty cool. Auntie Catherine says she likes the old horrors from the 30s and 40s. Those were a little cheesy for me too. Sister says, so true, horror is not horror now, it's a joke. Spell Madam says it's hard to get into sci-fi. Spouse loves them, so sometimes she will catch tidbits. Yeah, Alien movies were good. The original Aliens, the Predator movies in the beginning were good too. I think once they go past 3, they need to stop because then they start getting stupid after they get into 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We don't need that many in a series. We really don't. I don't know. The old black and white horror movies were really cheesy to me. I don't like them. They were so like over the top, and I guess that's kind of how the William Shatner played Star Trek, so over the top and dramatic. Just too much. It's just too cheesy for me. I can't do it. Sister says she was in love with Worf. I'm gonna tell you, Worf was kind of cute, but Worf from Deep Space Nine, when he hooked up with Dax, was cuter than the original Worf with the short hair. I didn't like Worf with the short hair. I like Worf with the long, crinkly, wavy hair and the ponytail. That's the Worf I liked. But that actor without the butt on his head, what people call a butt, it's not a butt, but everybody says a butt. That actor without the thing on his head that makes him the Klingon, he's not that good looking. He looks better as Worf than he does as his real self. If you've ever look him up. I don't know his name. Just put actor that plays Worf, and you'll see his picture. He does not look cute unless he's Worf. Anyway, Michael Dorn. Okay, there he is. I didn't think he was cute. I was like, he looks cuter as Worf. He looks more handsome as Worf. Maybe because it's just that the gruffness. I like the gruffness. Maybe the bad boys, bad boy. Maybe that's what it was. All right, my loves, I'm going to go. We've been on way longer, 20 minutes extra that I said I wasn't going to be on. So, yes, Carrie and The Exorcist are good movies, too, for horror movies. Just the old horror movies are better. I think anything after maybe 2003 or 4, or maybe even 5. I even give you to 5 is horrible. All right, I'm out. I love you. Thank you for watching. If you didn't read the book or listen to the book, the link is in the description box below. You don't need anything. It's online. It's the first episode. You will have to scroll to the bottom to get to the first episode. Listen to it. It's only about 40 minutes, okay? And it is gonna be great. You're gonna love it. Who is saying that I only answer admins? Nikki, what did you say? I don't remember you saying anything, Nikki. Uh, I am not Trinidadian. Wow, I am not. I am straight up 100% American. Never been out of the country. Don't even have a passport. Anyway, listen to the podcast. Episode 2 next month, guys. Feel free to listen ahead if you want. That's fine. But just know that we're going to be listening to episode 2 next month, the last Saturday of the month, 8 o'clock sharp Eastern time. Love you guys so much. Bye. Mwah.